coming from.
Notice he's on the step still, huh? That's not fair.
Well, I really did a phenomenal job. It was amazing to meet the people. Hi, lady. How are you?
Yeah, it's
Good work. I like all that.
See you. But again, thank you everyone, and welcome to this once again historic ribbon cutting for another part of the Fall River Y as we move forward. As I was coming here this morning, I was thinking that in this very room, probably in 1911, they also had a ribbon cutting because that was when they added the upper 2 floors on this side of the building. That was part of the original building. You can see it there. So in 1911, the Y felt the need for housing in the community, and they built housing. Here we are 110 years later, and we're still meeting the needs, but now we've changed our focus to, for this area, social responsibility, healthy living, and youth development, as you've seen throughout the whole space. We have plenty of people who are going to be talking today. I'm not taking up a lot of your time. We have an MC with us who's actually really an NC, but we'll talk about that in a second. But there are a couple of people I would like to recognize quickly. We do have the mayor here. He's going to speak for a second. We also have Peter Daly representing Carol Viola, and we have also Representative Paul Schmidt here, who will also be speaking in a second. This would not be possible today without the help of countless individuals, many people in this room, many volunteers. I would like to point out, though, my staff. I'm going to be a little jealous to point out my staff who've done a wonderful job setting this up.
Here called this the miracle on Main Street. That's absolutely great. You know, we're really very humbled for the support of our partners that we'll hear from a little later this morning. I know personally I want to thank each and every one of them for making this happen. Without your support, it wouldn't have happened. I also want to thank the mayor for his support right from the get-go, and maybe it's appropriate for him to say a few words. Thank you very much.
Nick, thank you very much, and let me begin by saying, wow. Wow, this is impressive. The people of Fall River deserve this. To have this here on Main Street, right in the heart of our city's downtown, is so uplifting and so inspiring, and this right here is state of the art. If you are not into exercising, just walking by all this equipment, it makes you want to exercise. It really does. And no penny was spared. This is state-of-the-art equipment. As I was walking up the stairs and I gazed over at those ellipticals and the exercise bike, you've got a TV screen in front of you. And it's showing you a scene from the woods or the water, and it's taking you outside, outdoors. And that type of equipment, that's in the big health clubs, the ones you spend thousands of dollars upon a year. And January 1st starts a new year, right? And every new year, people always make that pledge to go out and exercise, and I hope they do that right here at the YMCA. But what is so inspiring is, first, the place looks great. $11 million invested here into this building, A lot more improvements are on the way. You have all this beautiful new equipment. The space is so inviting and appealing and welcoming. But what impresses me so much is the commitment the YMCA has made to the children, to the students, to have the learning center here. So when our children exit the schoolhouse building, they come to the YMCA to continue their learning, to get help with their homework, to help prepare for an exam, to be able to use the internet to research their topics and their studies. So it's just so great to have an institution like this here in the city of Fall River. And a lot of people work so hard into making this happen. And I want to thank the folks at Bristol County Savings Bank, St. Anne's Hospital, Stewart's Healthcare and Southcoast, all of the board members here, all the volunteers, all the employees. This is a long time coming, but the people of Fall River deserve this. This is so nice to have it here. And Fall River is knocking it out of the park for projects just like this. Earlier today, we announced $11 million being invested into the Flint at Father Terrasso's Park in the Quikasham River Rail Trail. Now another announcement here of all the improvements. Just yesterday we talked about more improvements in education and infrastructure surrounding the Riberas Elementary School. Money is being invested and the economy is turning around and people are making a difference here. And to have a facility like this, the YMCA has been associated with the city of Fall River for generations, for centuries. And now to have another ribbon cutting here, you write a whole new chapter. You really write a whole new chapter on the history of the Y. And if you look across America, vibrant cities, cities full of life, cities with vitality have a YMCA. And Fall River is no different. And I am just, you did something today that you usually don't do to politicians. You leave them speechless. I'm speechless. Thank you, and congratulations. It's so inspiring to cut this ribbon here this afternoon, and I'm so proud on behalf of the entire city to say thank you. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call Representative Schmidt up for a few words and a proclamation.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you very much, and I would like to ask Pete Daly, the legislative aide for Carol Viola, to join me. And Mayor, I'll try to also be relatively speechless. We're very happy this afternoon to represent the elected delegation. Senator Rodrigues and Representative Sylvia are traveling, and Representative Viola is attending a new legislator training program. I think you'll agree with me that the last person who needs training is Representative Viola, but she's not here for that reason. We the local delegation, are thrilled to be partners here to the extent of $5 million in historic tax credits that the state has provided as seed money to this project. And like the mayor, we are so thrilled that you have done this in downtown Fall River and are anchoring this part of North Main Street. And accordingly, we have a proclamation which I would like to ask Pete Daly to read.
I will if you hold the microphone, right?
I'd be happy.
Absolutely. It says, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, it says, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Fall River YMCA in recognition of the grand opening of the Wellness Center and After School Enrichment Center. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. Given this 10th day of December 2014, signed by the Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo, signed by Carol Viola, State Representative, Paul Schmidt, State Representative, and Alan Sylvia, State Representative. Congratulations.
Bristol County Savings Bank. Because of their efforts, children enrolled today, as well as the 100-plus Fall River children expected to enroll in the Fall River Y's after-school child care programs, will have a safe and secure learning environment to do their homework, have a healthy snack, and continue to work together and play with other students at the end of the school day. Thank you, Bristol County Savings Bank. I'd like to call on Patrick Murray, President and CEO, for a few words.
Thank you, Nick. On behalf of Bristol County Savings Bank, I am truly honored to be a part of the Fall River YMCA Wellness and School Enrichment Center's ribbon cutting ceremony. We are especially proud to be the lead sponsor for the After School Enrichment Center, as education initiatives are the primary focus of our charitable foundation. As part of our education outreach, we sit down with city officials, school superintendents, local college and university officials, as well as local business leaders, both for-profit and non-profit. We ask them for their opinion on what the community needs really are and how the bank might be able to help. During the past few years, we have routinely met with Mayor Flanagan, Meg Mayo Brown, Davina Grossman, and Jack Sprague, just to name a few. As you can imagine, with this group, the subject quickly turns to education. We began to hear from each of them about an initiative that the Fall River YMCA was putting together to continue education beyond the classroom. They talked about the collaboration that was being spearheaded by the Y to put educators, local organizations, and business and community leaders together to discuss the educational needs of the greater Fall River community, which resulted in this program. From the beginning, we wanted to get involved with such a great collaboration, as this initiative is exactly why we established our charitable foundation, to give back to the communities that support us and that where we all live and work. Paying it forward, or moving forward, I think are the buzzwords that describe this initiative. The decision was made even easier when we found out that Dr. Jean McCormick was involved in this initiative. Jean is a member of my board, so it made it very easy. She is also chairperson of our charitable foundation and served of our charitable foundation's Southcoast Advisory Board Committee. This committee advises, that's actually wrong, this committee determines how our commitments are funded in this region. This advisory committee is made up of 7 members, including Jean, all that live and work right here in the South Coast area. And I can tell you that they are, as well as the bank, committed to supporting the community. I also believe that this community is blessed with organizations and individuals that share this commitment, including the community banking organizations that are represented here today. There are a few of us here today, and I am honored to be among them as a community banker that truly believes in communities. I would especially like to thank and congratulate my fellow community banker, Nick Christ, on his leadership in helping to make this initiative happen. We are proud to collaborate with you and all of the other local banks and organizations that contributed to this effort. I would also like to take a few seconds to encourage involvement in supporting the Y. Whether you are an individual, a business, or a partner in education, please get involved. You can see here today how a group of people can get together to address an issue and make it happen. Collaboration is a great thing. So whether you can help with your dollars, your time, or your expertise, please help. Working together, we can accomplish a lot. One last acknowledgement, and that is to Gary Skyland. Gary, congratulations on a tremendous program and campaign that will enrich education here in the city. Thank you for your leadership and commitment to education. Once again, on behalf of Bristol County Savings Bank, we are proud to be a part of this collaboration, and thank you for having us here tonight.
Today you toured the expanded and renovated Health Living Wellness Center. It's a state-of-the-art facility that was made possible by the generous donations of the Southcoast Health Systems and St. Anne's Hospital and the Stewart Health System. The room we are in today, this beautiful, spacious room, will now allow us to expand successfully and effectively the health and wellness offerings for Fall River youth. Group exercise offerings and the Live Strong program at the YMCA Cancer Survivor Program. I'd like to bring up Renee Clark, our Chief Operating Officer of the Southcoast Health Systems, to speak about their commitment. Thanks, Renee.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So I'd first like to recognize the YMCA for such an amazing facility and really a true gift to the community. We have partnered before, and we are doing it again and again. We've done great work with the Live Strong program, as Nick said, that's touched the lives of many of our cancer patients. We are now also working on the new diabetes program, which helps those at high risk to really have tools at their disposal. In addition, the Voices for a Healthy Southcoast, which has been an amazing program. So as the region's leading healthcare provider, we strive every day to bring great quality care to the community. But we know that the communities that we serve, they are plagued and challenged with certain health conditions. And some of those are actually the result of unhealthy lifestyles like smoking, lack of exercise, and there's a high prevalence of obesity in the community as well. And we also know that about 90% of healthcare doesn't happen within the walls of our hospital or our physician group. It actually happens at home. It happens where patients and families and friends work and live and play. And so while Southcoast Health will continue to invest in things like technology and state-of-the-art equipment, we're happy to also invest in things like public parks and facilities like this that really promote healthy lifestyles. We are proud of the new Southcoast Health Group Exercise Facility. We are proud of the renovations that are done and the way that you've captured the history of Fall River in our buildings. And we know that we'll continue to partner together on programs like this and others that we'll think of together that will promote a healthier lifestyle for the community. So I thank you for this amazing facility. I thank you for inviting me to be here today. And thank you, more importantly, for allowing Southcoast Health to participate in these types of programs with you. So thank you very much.
And finally, our new cardio area right outside these doors, the Fall River Y. I'm going to use some of these machines, by the way. Now offers pre-core equipment, including treadmills, bikes, and ellipticals, to better serve the needs of all ages and abilities. Begin. I'd like to ask Mike Bushell, Vice President of Finance at St. Anne's Hospital, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Nick. I agree with you. You know, when I heard I was coming to speak here, I went out and I bought myself a Fitbit. To give everybody the illusion that I'm healthy. But this equipment, you know, as the mayor said, being in this facility just makes you want to be healthy, makes you want to work out, and I think the community will feel the same way about it. So congratulations. I'm speaking on behalf of St. Anne's Hospital and Stewart Healthcare System on this remarkable day for the YMCA and Fall River. We are so pleased to support the creation of this wonderful new facility with our $100,000 gift. We hope the new cardio area helps many to improve their fitness and health. As a community hospital and a system focused on community health care, we know what a difference this new facility can make, not only in fitness and recreation, but in education and in supporting families and living healthier lifestyles at all ages and in all ways. The Y's vision and commitment to this broader mission is inspiring, and one which St. Anne's and Stewart fully embrace. Vibrant community organizations are essential to health and wellness of our community, and something we have been committed to for over a century. With this new facility, you have hit a home run. We look forward to collaborating with the Y and other partners in this space, from the top to the bottom floors, from the youngest to our oldest, on health and wellness issues for our community. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Before I pass the mic to our fearless leader, I want to offer everyone a special thank you. Without your support, each and every one of you that are here, this wouldn't happen. I see some old faces that, in terms of, yeah, forget that. But you know, the interesting thing about Fall River is you have organizations here today that are celebrating the opening of this that are competitors. And, you know, that's Fall River that the mayor talked about. And I'm very, very proud to be part of this. But without getting too far afield, I think to close this out before the ribbon cutting, I'd like to call up Gary Schuyler, the president and CEO of
Thank you, Nick, and thank you all for coming on this great day for us. So 9 years ago, our organization merged with the Fall River Y, and one of the first things for those of you who've been here, that we had to solve was what to do with this physical plant. Before I forget, I want to make sure that I thank those members who have stayed with us during the renovation, because it has been a challenging time, and they've really been loyal. So 9 years ago, we started talking about what to do with this physical plant, and it led to a groundbreaking that we had 13 months ago. It's been a beautiful fall day here on November 6th. And during the last 9 years and 13 months, we knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes we weren't sure what that light was. But after a while, we realized it wasn't a train, and it was this bright, shining light, this gift. You know, in this holiday season, you know, the mayor said Fall River deserves this, and we're pleased to play a small part in the revitalization with this gift of this facility. It's a tremendous partners that we've had. We wouldn't be here without the support of many, and some of who've been thanked already. But I also want to reiterate what Frank said about thanking the Fall River staff. At times during the construction, it was a war zone. We would not have been able to do this project if we couldn't have kept it open during the construction. The finances were just, you know, that tight. And so we did keep it open, and I know they put up with a lot. So Fall River Y staff, thank you so much. It does have a wow factor when you walk in, and I think that's pretty cool. And Jane Gleason, our architect, is somewhere around here. She's in the back there, and she deserves all the credit for that. And the guys that were really in the trenches, the folks from Ford Construction, Bill and Steve Smith, Peter Mathis is over there in the back, the bald guy waving hand Peter. Keith and Billy. There you go. Keith and Billy. They're the guys that it was a complicated project, and never mind. Anyway, never mind trying to do it while keeping it occupied. It was also a complicated funding project, costing more than $11 million, and many people didn't think it could be done, and some were even doubtful about investing so much in an old building. I know Nick and I went on our call once and said, "Oh, you're spending money in an old building. It doesn't make sense to me." And but I think we've proven that it can work. And but through an interesting blend of different funding sources, it can be done, and it's being done. And certainly a key component. I know there's a plaque somewhere. Key component is the $4.5 million in community funds that we need to raise. We're about $400,000 short of doing that, and I know we're going to get there. So I want to thank Nick for his great leadership, and he doesn't know the word no, by the way, if any of you don't. He doesn't understand what that word means. It's not in his vocabulary. The steering committee and the many, many donors who have gotten us this far. And I also want to give a special note of remembrance. On the back of your program, there's a picture of Dr. Greer, who passed away somewhat suddenly, 6 weeks after his wife had died. He was our honorary chair and a long-time member and supporter of the Y, and by him, lending us his name and his support, he added a tremendous amount of credibility out of the gate that this was an important project for Fall River. The only Nobel Peace Prize winner in the area, and a wonderful man, and another moment of silence. So in addition to the $4.5 million community campaign, there were many other components that went into it. We wouldn't be here celebrating this historic occasion without them. So I want to mention a few of those folks who helped make that happen. Bob Goldstein, who was our consultant, is here somewhere, and he's right over there. Thank you, Bob, for kind of leading us down this path of we've had some really interesting financing that has happened to make this work, and our corporate attorney at Howell, Lukoff and Smith, John Tierney's back there. Wave your hand, John. And we've had many, many partners with the historic and Newmarket tax credits, including Mass Development, MHIC, Life Initiative, Children's Development, and many others. We've had a great group of banks that we've dealt with, from our own current bank of Santander to the local consortium of community banks. They've talked about the competitiveness of it, but they all work together to bring this to fruition. So that was wonderful to see. Fall River is blessed to have such a strong commitment and contingent of committed community bankers, community leaders here. We've had many community partners who have also assisted whenever necessary, and from different groups. Frank mentioned the city of Fall River, and they were great to work with. But I also want to point out in particular a few people. One is Peter McCarthy. Peter McCarthy, wave your hand. Peter McCarthy. Look at him over there. Peter McCarthy, we were without a swimming pool this summer. What does Peter McCarthy do? He gives us his swimming pool for the summer, so thank you, Peter. So just Boys and Girls Club president. Somebody here from the Old Colony Y, was Casey Clear? Is he still here? Did he leave? They helped us with the purchase of an additional property over here to expand our parking lot. And last but not least, I can't miss our state licensor, Renee DeRoches, who worked with us to kind of keep things going while we needed to keep the child care program here while we were operating. So she was great to work with. Thank you. We've had a wonderful board of directors who encouraged us to do this, led by our board chair in the back there, Peter Bullitt, and the Fall River branch chair, Joe Costa. Thank you, guys. And we've also had a number of staff from throughout the association who, whenever there's been a need, can you come out tomorrow morning to help with this, that, and the other thing? They've dropped what they were doing to come out to make it work. So thank you to the rest of the staff of the Y to helping this happen. We've had a great development team working with the steering committee, including our previous development director, who's here, Jim Mathis, who worked so passionately to get us started. On that, last but not least, I do not want to forget Larry Wilson, whose leadership and vision started this. Thank you, Larry. Background, sitting there quietly. I can't forget her. She was supporting me when I would come home so frustrated from this, that, or the other thing. I'm sure some of you know of a landmark building that was once part of your community but is no longer around. And we've worked hard to ensure that this landmark building will be here for generations to come and will continue to be an important part of this community for many, many years. But we're doing much, much more than just renovating a landmark building. Through our Bristol County Savings Bank After School Enrichment Center, we're creating a safe haven for children to grow, learn, be loved, and given the opportunity to reach their fullest potential. And through our Healthy Living Center, in particular the St. Anne's Stewards Cardio Center and the Southcoast Health Systems Exercise Studio, and I also can't forget the AA Precision Strength Training downstairs. Thank you, the Aruda family, for coming in early to support this. We're creating opportunities for our community to become healthier, and we are encouraging a positive lifestyle and way of life for all who come through our doors. We're restoring a landmark, but more importantly, we are part of the renewal of this community. Of the $11 million needed for the project, 10.6 has been secured. We're optimistic we'll reach our final goal and even go beyond that to cut into some of our debt. We're well on our way to finishing. We've got about 3.5 months left to go. Most of it's in the first floor as you came in the historic stairway. And we're going to be looking forward to welcoming existing and new members for years to come. So thank you again for coming. And at this time, to lead us in our traditional ribbon cutting ceremony, I'm going to call up Rhonda Bugan, who's our development director, to show us how to do that. Rhonda?
Okay, so everyone make sure that you hold the ribbon.
No, you go.
Oh, you don't need it? Oh, is that right? Oh, there you go. Okay. So everyone, please make sure that you hold on to the ribbon as you cut it. Okay, is everybody ready? Yeah. Okay.